मैं तो फ़कीर हूँ, बाद लोग मुझे मलंग कहते हैं। भले कहीं सियाचिन से लेकर नगर पार तक सारे पाकिस्तान में सेंटर है, होम फॉर होमलेस। किसी को भी लावारिस मिला, इसका काम है उठा के उसको दाखिल करना। ना जात पात ना मजहब, सिर्फ इंसान इंसान होना। मैं हूँ अब्दुल सत्तार एधी, मैं हूँ पाकिस्तान।
The most respected and active philanthropist of Pakistan, Abdul Sattar Edhi, states, "My religion is humanitarianism, which is the basis of every religion in the world, an ideology which he bases his work and life on." For many people, Abdul Sattar Edhi has been a superhero that walked the earth, but not many people know about this brilliant man and what he has done to perfect Pakistan. Abdul Sattar Edhi, known by many names such as the Angel of Mercy for his tremendous contribution to helping the poor, and Nana, which means maternal grandfather, was born in 1928 in Bantava, a small town in the former district of Gujarat in India. Edhi's mother was the foundation and the inspiration of his life's work. Not only did she practice charity, but actively involved Edhi from an early age to do so, inculcating in him a spirit to serve others. Unfortunately, his mother became paralyzed and mentally unstable when Edhi was just 13 years old. Due to his love for her, Edhi devoted nearly all of his time taking care of her well-being. Edhi studied up till the age of 13. Until then, he had not realized his passion lied not in the books, but in the service of others. He left school, however, he did not stop studying. He used to sell pencil matchboxes in the local market, and he used to spend the afternoons reading newspapers, and he familiarized himself with the ideas of Karl Marx and Lenin. He began to differentiate between the oppressed and the oppressors and became interested in the revolutionary struggle for Pakistan. Athletic, good-looking, with a desire to make change, Edhi was self-confident, a quality which greatly contributed towards him establishing himself as a great leader. In 1947, when the partitioning of India and Pakistan happened, Edhi and his family migrated from Bhavanta to Hala in Sindh, Pakistan. This was because they were Muslims, and Pakistan became a Muslim country. Unfortunately, when Edhi was 19, his mother passed away. Edhi was not sad because of her death, but because she died without medicine. After his mother's death, Edhi vowed that he would not let any more people die without medicine. He opened a shop labeled Free Medicine, where he voiced his opinion saying, "Humanitarian work loses its significance when you discriminate between the needy." He never looked at who was asking him for money or medicine. If they needed it, Edhi would provide. In 1951, after opening his shop of free medicine, Edhi worked at a dispensary in which he buried unidentified bodies. In 1957, he brought his first ambulance, adding to the four that only existed in the whole of province of Sindh. In 1966, he married a nurse at a dispensary called Bilkis, with whom he had 4 children. Edhi's mission was to serve humanity, regardless religion, race, and background. Edhi said, "Why should the poor and helpless have no access to shelter, health, facilities, and food? Our mission is to provide these services to the poor, just like these services are provided for the rich. The poor too have rights just like the wealthy. And to me, serving the poor is as good as any worship, for all humans are equal and deserve care, love, respect, and equal treatment." No matter how much Edhi Foundation had grown, Edhi himself remained very much attached to his roots and humble in his worldly desires, simplicity in dress, living and thought. Edhi attended to all personal and professional matters himself, with a hand-on approach to each subject, whether it be sweeping his dwellings, to bathing dead bodies and preparing them for funerals. Nobody can imagine the minimalistic lifestyle which this giant philanthropist lived. Edhi later mentioned that he never had more than one pair of clothes. Whenever he needed to wash them, he used to wrap himself in his white shawl and wash them. He dried them quickly as he could and wore them again. Edhi and his wife used to live in one room which had a kitchen in it, and the rest of their huge building was just devoted to the service of the foundation. A normal day for Edhi began at 5 a.m. at the performing of his prayers, and he attended to addressing calls for help and organizing his team for field activities and day ahead. Afternoons were spent visiting various hospitals around the city, and in the evenings he spent dining with the homeless and poor ones at his community. Fridays were always spent in company of the orphans at one of Edhi's homes for destitute children, as the day's activity comprised of interacting with the children, helping bathe the handicapped, and joining in for Friday prayers along with the occasional picnics. Since 1951, Edhi has not looked back to his first tiny dispensary. Growing continuously, the Edhi Foundation today has more than 7,000 employees, in which there are doctors, nurses, healthcare workers, ambulance drivers, and social activists. There are more than 250 Edhi centers and 17 Edhi homes across Pakistan, which cater to old women and men, mentally challenged people, girls and boys, infants and babies, and many more. These 17 homes provide approximately 6,000 to 7,000 homeless individuals. Outside all of his centers, Edhi has put cradles. As there is a lot of poverty in Pakistan, people cannot afford to raise more than one child. Edhi saw this and he put cradles out. He did not want any children dying. Instead, he said, put them in these cradles and walk away. Nobody will judge you. Put them here and do not let them be killed. I will take care of them. In one of his interviews, Edhi mentioned he has more than 250 awards, yet he does not care for any one of them. However, in 2016, Pakistan's beloved hero passed away. Although he is now gone, his legacy remains, and to this very day, everyone in the world knows about his endeavors to help Pakistan and many more countries. Edhi was given a funeral befitting a hero. Not only did thousands of people turn out for his funeral, Chief of Army, Army Staff, and Prime Minister of Pakistan also turned out too. And what more of an honor? They wrapped him in the flag of Pakistan. He truly deserves this. Not only did Edhi charity on a national level, he also charitied on an international level. After Storm Katrina, there was a lot of damage. He donated more than $100,000 to them, the people who had suffered. He also donated food to Bangladesh's poor after the severe floods of 1988 and 2011. Abdul Sattar Edhi's passion for simplicity and service, removing barriers of caste, color, creeds, have shown what love for humanity really is. Together, his wife and son, who are really his biggest sources of motivation and support, carry on his endeavors to stop poverty in Pakistan, bring hope to hopeless, home for homeless, and life to the lifeless. Abdul Sattar Edhi, the richest poor man, is most famous for feeding so many people, sheltering so many people, and giving homes to all those orphans whose mothers and fathers left them. Today, we cannot thank Abdul Sattar Edhi enough for his support and devotion to Pakistan. Nobody can do what he has done to support not only Pakistan, but the entire world. Thank you, Abdul Sattar Edhi, not only the world's hero, but my hero.